I didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk with you folks tonight. Again, if this is on. I'll take the opportunity to address the point that Roy Millett was going to make, if I may. But before I do that, can I ask that the 3-minute clock stop working in between when Roy spoke and this gentleman spoke?
There was a lot of communications between the two of us.
I know there was.
And what we try to do is we try to make sure that it's fair for the individual that's speaking at the microphone.
I understand that.
We could basically start a conversation and turn the timer on, and Jim could sit there and talk for 2 minutes and whatever, and you wouldn't have an opportunity to talk. We try not to do that. We try to even it out, just like you and I have done on many occasions.
I've seen that, but may I point out in the future, if that's going to be the case, then if one individual is speaking, then if he speaks and no one addresses him, he's got 3 minutes. Is that fair?
I don't have a problem with that. There was little or no discussion between anybody on this board and Roy Millett, which means when the buzzer went off, his 3 minutes was up.
We all know what the rules are. Appreciate it. The legislature of New York State hereby finds that a free society is maintained when government is responsive and responsible to the public, and when the public is aware of the governmental actions. The people's right to know the process of governmental decision-making and to review the documents and statistics leading to determinations is basic to our society. Shrouding it with a cloak of secrecy or confidentiality should not dwarf access to such information. The legislature therefore declares that government is the public's business and that the public, individually and collectively, and represented by a free press, should have access to the records of government in accordance with provisions of this article. Also, in 2006, in August, Governor Pataki enacted new bill penalties, which I usually carry this with me, for FOIL violations. Advocates say that the changes to the state's 1978 FOIL law will provide an incentive for government to make information available and do it properly. Public officials might think twice before denying or delaying information if they fear they'll pay for legal fees, and said Diane Kennedy, president of the New York State Newspaper Publishers Association. Lawyers' fees in a FOIL case can start at several $1,000s. Under the new law, courts can be forced through state and local governments and also school districts to pay those fees to individuals, groups, and businesses or news organizations who are wrongfully denied that access to information, even if the information they are seeking does not have a broad public interest. Entities that don't have a reasonable basis to deny access to records or fail to comply with the new time limit for mandated responses can also be forced to pay. And I'll cut it off there. So I think Mr. Millett brought up some very good points, but maybe 170 days seems to be excessive to those kind of documents.